Hey everyone, it's Charlotte here with Creative Outlet Lady, and we are going to be doing a little step-by-step painting together. I did this one not too long ago at my church group and they really loved it, so I thought I would share it with you guys too. So I have this little printout that I drew, and I guess the last time I used it, it was probably an 8x10, but I have a little bit bigger canvas today, but that's okay because I could just add on some more leaves here and there. But to make my life easier, I have this little carbon tracing paper. So I'm going to put that down first, and you put the shiny side down on your canvas board. I believe this canvas board is an 11x14. And then I have my paper, and I should tape it down, but I'm trying to do this quickly. So I'm just gonna go for it. And then you just start tracing. And I have a little pencil here, I'm gonna trace it. And it doesn't have to be, you know, overly pressing hard or anything like that. Just like normal, just follow the lines. And sometimes I'll use a colored pencil, like maybe in a red or orange or yellow, that I can kind of see where I've been. Because when, you know, there's quite a bit of detail, sometimes it's hard to see, ooh, did I already go over this part? Or, you know, what's going on here. Okay, I think I'm done. Pick up, okay, not too bad. So now, being that this canvas is a little bit bigger than this paper was, I'm just gonna kind of make some extra leaves. Just kind of finish the edges. And again, like, it doesn't have to be perfect. But if you have a smaller canvas, then you don't have to worry about that. So lucky you. Okay, I'm back with my paints, and I'm just using, this one's Apple Barrel, just craft paint. You can get Americana, you can get the store brand, nothing fancy, you know, these are like $1 a piece maybe. I have red, just a tan, a nutmeg brown, orange, like a pumpkin orange, a nice golden yellow, a grassy green, and then a light blue for the sky. I'll probably use a little bit of black and white later, not much, so I'm gonna wait with that just because that'll be at the end, and also because my plate is really full. All right, so, and then I grabbed 2 brushes here, like a medium size, just a regular flat edge brush, and then I have a little more of a detail brush. I mean, obviously you could still get a lot more smaller than this, but it's pretty good start for detail. We could always go smaller if we need it, but this is all I have, nothing fancy. So I think I'm going to start with the sky first and kind of get that over with, so we don't have to worry too much about that. So I have light blue for that, and what I like to do is just wherever, you know, I'm going to have this as the sky, and this and this and this and this. So what I like to do is just kind of, you know, outline where I'm going to be, just to make my life easier, you know, because if everything is outlined, then you can kind of just go back and fill in, right? Pretty good. And I might have to, once it dries, I might see better where I've missed. But I think that's good for now. I'm gonna take a little break. Do I want to do the red mushroom or do the snail, tan and brown? I don't, what should I do? I think I'll do I guess I'll just do the snail first. You know what? I'm gonna use, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, and make sure you, after you got all your blue down, make sure you, you know, clean out your brush really well. And I find helpful too, is to kind of wipe your brush off first. I kind of wiped off the blue first, and then swish it around in the water. Because otherwise, if there's just like, you know, globs of paint on here, first of all, it's hard to get off with, you know, just a bowl of water. You really gotta shake it around. But also, And then it'll turn the whole water blue, which is fine, but then we're gonna have other colors, and sometimes it's just harder to clean out, to like really get it nice and clean, because it's just so full of other colors. Okay, so I'm gonna actually, because this part especially is pretty tiny, I'm gonna go for my smaller brush. Okay, and I'm using the tan color first. I'm gonna do these little, whatever they are, antennas. Oop. And if your blue is not completely dry, or not dry on this side that we're working on, then you can wait a minute, or if you're impatient like I am, you can hit it with a hair dryer for a second. Or just wait a minute or two. You know, this acrylic paint dries super fast, really. Especially, you know, if you put it on thinner, don't glob it on. If you glob it on, then it does kind of take a little bit longer, but, you know, if you're careful not to put too much at once, it dries fairly quickly. So I'm just filling him in now. And I think some of the kids in the class, when we did this before, they ended up going back and putting little eyes on there. And I think with the original one, I didn't have eyes, and then I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. And then I ended up putting eyes too. It was cute, but you don't have to. That's the fun thing about painting. You can add whatever you want or take away, or, you know, blend more. I'm gonna get this little tail part, which is not really his tail, but it's all his body there. Okay, I think that's that. And while I have the tan here, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do this bottom chunk. I have this the same color, and a lot of times I do these things because, you know, when I'm doing a little paint class or paint party, it's nice if we can reuse the same color more than once, instead of, oh, I'm just going to use, oh, a lighter tan, or, you know, a slightly different variation of a color, you know, try to make my life easier, you know, with the things that I have to pack and bring, and the supplies I have to get too. And also I have a brown here, so I could have just added white to that, you know, to lighten it and make it just a lighter color. Okay, I'm gonna leave that bottom part of the stem for now, and I'm going to wipe this part off. See, I can get like most of that off, and then clean it, and then it cleans really easily, pretty quickly. So I'm gonna go to the brown. I think I'm gonna be careful because I'm going in between two areas of wet paint, so. But if you do smudge, and I smudge a lot, or mess up or whatever, it's paint, so, you know, no use crying over smudged paint, like, because you can go over it. Now, I don't recommend, if you do mess up or smudge or whatever the case may be, I don't recommend going over it immediately. Try to let it dry, and then kind of go over it either in white to start over, or darker color, or whatever. I'm just going to outline this, just because I can't help myself. It's there, and I want to outline it, but we don't really need to. But what we can do, we're going to paint this all in brown anyway, so we don't really need to do this, but that's just how I am. At the end, we can, you know, outline it with a little bit of black, so that we could see that a little bit better. And we could do something else I'm going to show you in a minute too, to kind of help it to, you know, give it that swirly feel. Like a little cinnamon bun here. But if you just want to fill it all in at once, however you want to do it is fine. Okay, what did I miss? Oh, this little part. I was like, wait a minute. What's happening? This is like the rest of the little shell part. Okay, so now I'm actually gonna, just leaving what's on my brush, which doesn't matter, I'm gonna grab more of the tan. I'm gonna stand up for this so I could see better with the lighting, and I'm gonna kind of just follow how the lines were. See that? And it'll just kind of blend in pretty good because it's wet. So you got a little cinnamon swirl here. Cute. And again, while my brush is still messy and wet, it's got a little bit of brown, it's got a little bit of tan, I'm going to grab a little bit of the tan, see, just a little scoop of the brown. Oh, maybe a little more. Maybe a little more. I'm trying to get it just slightly darker than this tan for the bottom of the stem. Maybe even a little darker. Now, if I didn't want it dark, it would have been dark, but I can't win. Just so you can like differentiate between the two. You know, tell the difference between the two. I'm still using my smaller brush, but now I have so much paint on it. It feels like a bigger brush. I probably should have wiped that off before I got started. I went from blending to painting, and it's kind of a lot on there. So don't be afraid to just stop for a minute and wipe off your brush or clean it off if you feel like it's too much, or maybe you have a little bit of a color you got on there by accident, but whatever you need to do. I see a little area I missed. You know, on the canvas it does that, like you'll see like, oh, you missed like little tiny spots. It's not a big deal. Pull it out a little more. All right. I think that looks good. Let me see this guy. He's got a couple little spots I missed too. All right. I hear my kids going crazy inside. My husband works from home, so he's in there somewhere. And I thought I could sneak out for a minute and do this. So let's see. Okay, I think that looks good. I'm gonna wipe it again. You see, my water is just kind of like muddy looking. It's not too bad. It's not like all full of colors. Now, if I just put the blue in and the tan and the brown, it would probably been like really dark and brownish grayish by now, but it's not too bad. Okay, now let's do the bright red. The red is so pretty. Let's see if this red is called. It's just called bright red. I mean, can't get any more direct than that, right? Sometimes it'll be called Christmas red. I see that a lot for a nice bright red like that. So we don't want this leaf red, so I gotta be careful. I'm gonna go around that. But again, if you get red on the leaf, it's not a big deal. And I'm gonna go careful around this part because it is still a little bit wet too, so I don't wanna get right on top of it because then I'll be mixing the colors together, which, yes, we can fix it, but if we can avoid that, that'd be better. Okay, I'm back. I got my red done. I cleaned that out of my brush. I'm just gonna wash it out now. Let's see. Really makes a huge difference. Okay, let's see. What should we do? Orange, yellow. Let's do yellow first. I like this yellow. It's a nice, bright, but it's like, it says primary yellow, which again is pretty just direct. To me, it seems like a golden. It's not pale yellow or butter yellow. It's like a nice, pretty golden, leafy yellow, I guess. Okay. I'm trying to like plan this out in my head. I couldn't find my original painting. I could probably look it up on my phone, but I was trying to remember like how I did it. Like I did like yellow, 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 just random, and then orange, and then like a couple green. I think that's all I did. Maybe I had a couple of red leaves too. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. I'm gonna start with the yellow. Let's see. Let's see. Should we do orange next, I guess? Some orange. So pretty. Orange. Let's see if this one has a name. Yep, pumpkin orange. I was gonna say it looks like a pumpkin. I'm gonna do Well, I was gonna do this orange and then maybe that red. I guess I could do that on green. Was that too Christmassy? Well, luckily, this, the green I'm gonna be using is more of like, I don't know, what would you call it? Like a jungle-y green? It's supposed to be like a grass green, but I think a grass green would be like more of like a bright green, but I don't know. But this is pumpkin orange. Pretty. I'm not sure what I want to do. I'm gonna go for the green next, and then if there's any leaves left, then I guess I could do a couple red. Like I might make that little piece red. I don't want to do like a ton of red because we have all this red in the middle. But whatever, that's okay. I'm going back to my red. I'm getting there. Keep the tip of that yellow one in there. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna do this guy red. I did it again. I put the red in there without washing them off. I could do a mixture. Let's see, what kind of mixture? I could do yellow green. I could do like a yellow green mixture. A little bit of green and a lot of yellow. And kind of make that lighter. I don't know. Just want something different. But just like a small area. See that? See, it's just a little bit different, so it's not, you know, adding on to the yellow or adding on to the green. I didn't want to do more red. It's kind of like overkill. It's a good thing you could always mix. Okay, that looks good. And while I have that color in my palette here, I just had a little bit of green and a little bit of yellow. You don't have to do this, but you can if you want. I'm gonna go over my green parts. I hear my my little one singing here, doing something. Yep, here she comes. Okay, where were we? Oh, wrong brush. My little one had to go potty. Okay, so I had mixed a little bit of yellow, a little bit of green, and I started just like kind of putting some highlights here and there on the green. Cute. You don't have to go crazy, just some shine. Kind of spruce things up, right? Okay, that looks good. I'm gonna wipe it off. Okay. Oh, now my water's like, it's turned peachy. Because a couple times I forgot to clean off the red, I guess. Let's see. I need some white. I got this huge white because I was always buying white, right? Oh, and then I could never get the pump to work, of course. So annoying. So I usually just take it out and kind of wipe some on, or just pour it out if I need a lot, but I don't need a lot right now. So I just put a little bit. What was I doing? Oh, yellow. I'm gonna take a little bit of yellow, a little bit of white, more white, I guess. And you can do this or you don't have to do this, whatever you want to do. Or you could just use white and do it. I do that sometimes too. Kind of like little highlights, maybe a little more yellow. Right here, right there. You could skip this part. You could do it white. You can not do it. Whatever you want to do. Just kind of like some fun details. Okay. Wipe the yellow off now. Wait. Just that guy. All right. Splash, splash, splash. Okay. Orange. A little bit of orange. A little bit of white. It's like a peachy peachy peach. Just kind of give them a little, you know, you don't have to overdo it or anything. Just, I'm just gonna do one on there, two on there, one right here. Nothing too crazy. Ah, did it again. I put it right in the water. That's fine. Okay. What's next? Now with the red, I don't want to, if I do red and white, it's gonna make it pink, and I don't know, I just don't think that'll look natural or nature-like. So I'm just gonna take a tiny bit of white, and I'm gonna make some highlights on the mushroom itself here. I'm gonna do like that, do that, maybe up here. Okay, make it look shiny and smooth, and I'm gonna do a little bit on, oh, it's a little much, I'm gonna wipe some off. Okay, one on there, one over here. I'll wipe that off because it was a little still wet over there. A little bit up here, and here maybe right here. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, I'm just gonna wipe this off just in case there's some red on there. And then I'm gonna take a little more white, just a teeny tiny bit, and put some on the shell. And if you know, go overboard and get too much, then like say if I got too much on here, I could just go over it back with the brown or whatever. I'm gonna do this a little bit on his face right here, on those little antenna things, this little bottom part. Okay, and maybe around here. Do. Okay. Okay. Is that good? Let me see. I'm gonna add a little more on the green, just to like give it some oomph. Okay. Do like that. Okay. Looks pretty good. Oh, wait a minute. Wipe that off. Dip it in. And now, if you want, and you don't have to, if you remember, there was some dots, oh, here it is, on the mushroom originally, and I kind of just skipped them because there was a lot to make. I think what I did last time was when I painted it, I did just a couple of the dots up here and not really many down there. So I guess I'll do that again. I'm going to take some white, and I'm not going to make too many. I drew a lot on there and just don't think all that's necessary, but I do like some. I'm kind of just like making dashes, or if you don't want to risk it with a brush, if you don't think you could do it, you can just, you know, do this kind of thing. Make a little dot. Oh, my phone. It's going crazy. All right, so I just have it on the bottom, and I'm kind of just, you could either do a dot, or you can kind of drag it, however you want to do it. I'm not going to do too many. Maybe do one or two down here, but I don't want it to go nuts like I did in my drawing. Oh gosh. All right, I'm gonna wipe off this end, and I'm going, whoa, I left this white on here by accident. Try not to leave paint on your brush because it'll ruin your brush. I'm just looking at the little antennas on this part, and I could still really see the drawing lines pretty badly, so just going over that quick. Whoops. Whoa. Made them a little thicker, but oh well. And I'm gonna make this one thicker to match up. Okay, what else? We do some eyeballs. Oops, wipe it off. Okay, so I'm gonna just get a little bit of black. Obviously don't need too much here. I mean, I could do it in brown too, but I'm just gonna use just a dot, literally a dot. And I'm gonna use my smaller brush because I think it has a smaller end, and then just a dot. I'm gonna do one eye, two eyes. Super cute. And I think some of the kids did a smile, but I don't think I'm gonna risk it right now. Again, I see another area. I don't know. I had trouble with the tan, I guess. I think when it was like sunnier earlier, I was just like, I couldn't see with the glare. Shoot. sure that's it. I couldn't see. You can go back and touch things up or change things or whatever you got to do. I don't know. Should I do a smile? I'm scared. All right. Oh no. I got it really super flat. I'm just going to, use the teeny tiniest amount possible. Teeny tiny. Okay, let's try it. Or again, you can, it's so cute. It looks like somebody. Looks like, it reminds me of something from the show Bubble Guppies. I don't even know if that's still on, but I remember my son used to watch that. Really cute. Okay, now the only thing left to do, and again, you could do this with marker, is kind of just do some lines on the leaves. I'm going to use the brown just so it's not so harsh. But it's not going to be perfect. I'm kind of just easy peasy. Nothing, doesn't have to be perfect. It's just real light and real quick. I don't have a lot of paint on the brush, as you can see, like hardly any. And I'm not even doing like full lines. Just kind of giving you the idea that there's lines there, but not too overdone, if that makes sense. And again, by all means, if you want to use a marker to do this part or skip it or whatever you want to do, you can do that. Okay. Oh, and this guy, remember the green? The green, my lines totally disappear. So I'm kind of on my own for this one, but that's okay. Okay. And I'm going over here. Super light. Oops. Totally missed those. There we go. Okay, these lines are really bold, like the paint really didn't cover them. So I don't have to do too much because you can pretty much see them. And then there's this guy that really covered the lines really well. Okay. And then down here, just really light, really not too much. I don't want it to be, too perfect, too much, It's really light and like fun, happy lines, and it's really almost done here. Easy. Is my phone gonna make it? I don't know. I really need to clean it out. This is my wake-up call because it just keeps kicking me out. And all of a sudden I'll just stop. I'm like, okay. See some lines here somewhere. And then this. So it goes that way. And then this. It goes this way. Oh no, I did it again. I started going every way with that one again. I don't know what happened. I did that before too. It was weird. I don't know what I'm looking at here. Okay, this one's almost done. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just going right through the little, what are these called? Little like highlight lines. So I just like went right through. Doesn't matter. Whatever. Okay. How's that look? Pretty good? I'm just gonna do one more little thing. I'm gonna do like a kind of a dark low light, if you will, on here, kind of just making little ridges and okay. And I'm gonna fill this brown. My phone died yet again. But I just wanted to show you, this is the end now. It looks really cute. I went ahead and added just a little brown highlight right there, and on his tail. I was in the middle, I think, of doing this when the phone died. But yeah, so you can add in little white highlights or darker low lights, and it just really gives it a really cute little look and adds dimension and adds fun detail and interest, and I really love doing that. So I really hope that you enjoy doing this painting with me. I really had a good and fun time, and I hope we can do more together. Bye!